Good morning, it's Michael Douville coming to you from beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. It's September 26, 2020. I'd like to recap and revisit the escrow reserves for repairs that we talked about on the Tuesday webinar because I did get a lot of questions, and I'd like to clarify what we're talking about. We talked about the fact how much in the way of reserves do you need for your portfolio. And of course, a lot of factors enter into it. This is where a really, really good property manager and a really good advisor is going to help you. And of course, it's going to help a lot when you have the inspection done on the property, because the inspection is going to tell you what the useful life of a lot of the systems are. So if you have a 22-year-old building and it has an original roof, and the original roof is good for like 23, 24 years old, you know that that system is getting to the end of its lifetime. If it's 22 years old and you have the original air conditioner, that's at the end of its lifetime. If you have a 7-year-old hot water heater, you know that it's at the end of its life. So these systems then are going to have to be replaced, and you can budget for that. But in a typical building, so oftentimes if these have been taken care of, or if it's not a concern, or if maybe we have 10 years before these useful items get to the end of their lifetime, then we can build up some reserves. And there's some strategies for that. Keep in mind that our investment philosophy is that the investment takes care of itself. So it pays for its vacancy, it pays for its cost of sales, it pays for a cost of management, it pays for all the things that are going to be necessary in the property, HOA, the insurance, the taxes, and of course we have a repair escrow for repairs. Now that's factored right into our calculations when we're in the process of acquiring the building. If it doesn't work out and give us our returns with all of those cost basis into the calculations, we don't buy the property. So built into the property is an escrow. Now, if you originally buy the one property, it could very well be that first year you have some jeopardy because you haven't really had an escrow buildup on it. And we'd like to get a rapid escrow buildup as quickly as we can, so we have a strategy for that. So the first year, typically we're escrowing about $100 a month. That's $1,200 at the end of your first year. Here in Maricopa County, we have just been blessed with, for the last 35 years, rents have gone up. And we can take that rental increase, that delta that we get for the new rent, and add that to our repair escrow. Now here in Arizona, it's very, very common for us to get a $100 increase in our rent. So if you go from $1,500 to $1,600, that $100 increase can be dedicated to the repair escrow. And instead of having $1,200 going to it, because that's what we dedicate when we originally purchased the property, we can add to that, and now you have $2,400. At the end of the second year, you would have 24 plus the original 12. That's $3,600. If we did that again just one more year and added the delta from the rental increase, typically you're going to have another $2,400 going down, plus the 12, you got $3,600. You would have $7,200 in your repair escrow at the end of the third year, and you're very, very close to what you need. Then you can take that delta from all those rental increases and either apply it towards your cash flow or it apply towards principal reduction, but it no longer needs to go to the repair escrow, because typically about $8,000 to $10,000 is more than enough to keep in your escrow repair account. Now, again, if your property is has some major things coming up that are going to be scheduled at your end of the useful life on some things, then you need to consider doing other things. But this is very simple. We can easily do this in our calculations, and working with your property manager and your real estate investment advisor, you will know what these are, and we can go ahead and plan for that. And that's typically plenty. Now, what happens when you have 5 or 10 properties? Again, probably $8,000 to $10,000, $11,000 at any one time is probably more than enough. However, again, knowing your portfolio, working with your property manager and your investment advisor, you're going to find out what we have scheduled coming up. If your house is 25 years old with an original roof, and the roof is showing some signs of wear, then that's an expense that's going to be scheduled, and we need to do something with our escrow, and start making plans. So this is very, very easy to do. This is what we talked about. It's scheduled. We want to keep our properties to the point where they are paid for themselves. They're standalone. And once you buy them as an investor, you can buy them and forget them because they're going to take care of themselves. And they're going to provide you with a consistent and conservative cash flow each and every month. And it's going to pay for your property manager, which is an absolute must. You need someone who really is going to take care of that, who's a professional. They've done this before. They know exactly what they're looking at. And it's going to free you as an investor up from doing all these mundane things. So if you have any other questions, if you have any concerns, creating wealth at westusa.com is certainly how you can get a hold of me. If you need to talk to me, I'm at 602-942-4200. Give me a call. My very best to you. Bye-bye now.